Yo, what's up, guys? Can everybody
You're
hear me?
Yes,
sounding you're sounding good. Late night for you, huh?
Yeah, it's 2:52 a.m.
That's
after a long, long
that's
day.
dedication. You're flying around. I'm seeing I got Soju pulled up here on my screen here. You and Soju met up? What is this? Where is this at?
Yeah, and I'm here in Singapore. I came for token 49, and basically to meet all my whales, my top token holders, coordinate them, in person, like see them face to face, get intro to some of their whales, and plan a few things. So yeah, I flew all the way from the U.S. to Singapore. It's been a long flight, but it's proven to be
Let's
worth it
go.
with all the things that are happening. So I'm glad to
Some
be
good
here.
conversations.
Yes.
This is dev bag work right here, guys. Hegemony is doing some bag work. We got a lot to cover though. You guys have been shipping some really cool updates recently, so we're gonna talk about those. I got uh, I got this pulled up on the screen here. This is your Flywheel announcement. You guys announced your Flywheel. You want to kind of touch on this a little bit for the people to fill them in on what's going on here?
Yeah, of course. So basically, I'm assuming a lot of you have seen the trading bot being open now to the token holders, point 0.5 and above. 0.5%. And if you guys were all here about a month ago, that's when I first posted about the flywheel mechanism. And so now they've launched together. And here's how the flywheel mechanism works. Basically, the trading bot trades money. Then when it makes profit, it uses a large part of the profit to go directly into a buyback and burn. So it's a 70% of what hegemony gets from the profit goes into a buyback and burn mechanism. And the other 30 goes into the treasury itself. The treasury then trades the money as well, as its own entity, and keeps all of the profit share. So then once the treasury trades, the profit that it makes then gets split as well. 60% goes back into the treasury, and then 30% goes into a buyback and burn, and then 10% goes to the team. So basically, what we have here is an exponential mechanism in which the bot generates profit, the user makes money, the treasury accumulates, which, makes profit for itself and keeps growing. And then a large part of the entire mechanism is dedicated for buybacks and burns. So the way this flywheel works and when it starts going crazy is not at the start. Like it's it's going to be big when there's some big capital being injected, because basically you can think about it, the more profit it makes, the more it injects directly into the chart and into the
That compound
treasury,
effect.
and it becomes this. Yeah, exactly, that's exactly what I was going to say. Becomes this exponential slash compounding effect. um
Can I
so
can I say something real
at the
quick?
end of the day,
To put this
yeah.
in perspective for you guys, I'm not sure if you've seen that little illustration of someone saying, "Hey, would you rather have $1 million today or one penny compounded over, the rest of the month, the next 30 days?" And actually, what happens is if you take the one penny compounded over 30 days, it becomes more valuable than the $1 million that you could get same day. That's kind of the idea that these compound. I'm not saying you're going to turn a penny into multi millions, but that's the idea of these compound exponential compounding flywheels can have to kind of put in perspective for you. But sorry, just keep going.
Yeah, and the great thing about it is I haven't seen any other flywheel be so directly integrated into the actual mechanisms of the product. Like, sure, you think of a flywheel, you think of fees or something linearly being injected into the token. However, this flywheel goes hand in hand with the product itself because it relies on the product to keep growing and then produce uh, revenue, profit, and then have that injected into the chart. So it's only exponential simply because we expect a constant stream of profit to be coming out of the algorithm. So they go hand in hand, which I think is quite
So
neat.
so Marvin,
I'm not sure how.
I guess so your
Yeah.
next goal here is probably getting this $757,000 number up as high as possible, correct?
Yes, and then yeah, I have some pretty well, I won't
No, no, no,
say
no. No,
anything
no, no, you
now,
don't do
but
that.
let's just say
The rule is if you
yeah,
start, you got
exactly.
to finish.
That's the rule.
Well, what I'm gonna say is there's some pretty big things that I'm you know looking forward to sharing with people, and one of the reasons why I'm here in Singapore is to grow that vault as much as possible. That's the main goal. So the goal is now scaling up that vault as big as we can, getting people uh, on board, and then a few weeks down the line seeing how much we've done with this flywheel. And just on the first day, it was a pretty crazy day.
Here, I'll read off these stats for
We've
you guys. In the first 24 hours
Yeah,
of this Hegemony bot going live on Hyperliquid, it had 45 million in trading volume, 757,000 deposited into the vault, and it's ranked number 28 in biggest trading volume on Hyperliquid out of almost 3,000. So an incredible first day, nonetheless. I would even say a bet on Hegemony here is a bet on that vault growing. If Marvin can go out and get this vault from $750,000 to, $7.5 million, right? That's your bet there, and that's where the compound effect really, really comes into play. So, obviously, you need a bot that performs good, but then pair that with the ability to go and seed this capital into a vault. That's going to be the power here. So it's really interesting, Marvin, that you're up in Singapore now, kind of working on that. I'd love to hear more steps and your idea on how you can really grow that if you want to get into that a bit more.
yeah. So as I mentioned, kind of the only reason why I'm here, because I've never been to Token 2049 or like any crypto event in general, is specifically not necessarily for the event, but for the side events. Having all the backdoor meetings, meeting with all of my top token holders who want to intro me to their whole network in real life, because there's much less friction. Sure, I could have met all of my whales, all of their whale friends over, text or Zoom or whatever. But it's a completely different story when we're all here together, face to face, and, coordinating in person. So, how am I going to achieve growing the vault? Well, I would say it's not going to be hard. It's just a matter of time, meeting the right people and putting forward the idea, and that's the number one goal right now: scaling up the vault. And then some of the other important things that we have on the plate are, so obviously growing the vault, and then growing user access to the bot, and then thirdly, working on the version 2 of the sentiment analysis. People, when I tell them that, they're like, "Oh wow, but the product is working so great. It's super profitable." But here's the thing: I never stop, until I reach perfection. There's always room for improvement, no matter how good the product is. Even if it's 99.99 accurate, you can always like add an extra nine. And I'm very, very excited because for the second version of the product, basically what I want to take and do to the sentiment analysis is add a few things: fluid memory, upgrades to the LLMs, dynamic hold times and dynamic stop losses. What else? Checking different indicators like, well, actually, I won't spoil it, but I'll just leave it at that. Uh, but basically, this version 2 that's coming up is is gonna be very, very fun to build, and that's one of the things that's coming
And
up.
And so
So yeah,
this is all trackable on Hyperliquid now that you have this vault open, correct?
yes,
So if people
and
want to
what
see it, kind of direct them to where they can go and look at some of these statistics and numbers like themselves if they want to verify.
yeah. Once they so it's the Hyperliquid Vault right now. It's linked on the original tweet, and yeah, that's where people can see all the trading that's been happening, you know, from the future, from now and into the future. So we launched Sunday night, trading went live on Monday. What day is it now? I think
Thursday?
it's Thursday or Friday. Thursday. Yeah, I've lost track of uh basically what day and what time it is with all of the jet lag and flying around. But yeah, the Hyperliquid Vault is trackable by anybody. Um from what I've seen these past few days, this week hasn't been that big. There hasn't been like much trading activity. The big day was on Monday. It was there's a lot of news on tariffs, and yeah, there's a few trades going on, but ever since then, not many trades. It really depends. It varies day by day, week by week. Sometimes you can have like I don't know, 15 trades open in a day, but sometimes it's zero. It really depends on the market conditions at the time. Sometimes the markets, behave irrationally. Sometimes there's no pieces of news, and then sometimes it goes crazy. Like we saw a week ago, when the algorithm did 1,000% in just 24 hours. That was a crazy
That was
day.
nice.
So sometimes things pick up speed and momentum, um, and unexpectedly. And that's the beauty in it. I could wake up one day and I could be like, okay, I wonder if it's going to be a quiet or, a very hot day. And nobody can control it. You just have to wait and see. So it's very thrilling, I guess, waking up and not knowing how the market's going to react, um, in terms of what pieces of news comes out, if a country goes to war, if there's tariffs put in place. Um, but it's quite nice. And that 1,000% PNL in 24 hours, how that translates to the algorithm itself, the Hyperliquid Vault, is the following. So as you know, on the terminal, we're using 75x leverage. Okay. Um, on Hyperliquid, we're using 20x leverage. So we would have to scale down from 75x leverage to 20. So we divide by 0.375. So let's do some math. 1,020 PNL divided by 3.75. Okay, that's 272% PNL. And for each trade, we don't use 100% of the portfolio. We use 12.5. So 12.5 into 100 is 8. So we divide that by 8 as well. So that's a 34% PNL on the entire vault if we had started trading last week and
In
caught that
24
day
hours.
Wow.
in 24 hours. So I was very, how should I say this? Not
Yeah.
disappointed. I was
Oh,
very, I was very,
unhappy that you didn't get up earlier.
I was very, yeah, exactly. That's the perfect way to put it. I was unhappy that, I hadn't launched 2 days previously, because you could have imagined if the first day we launched and, it was 34% on the entire P&L, on the entire portfolio, we'd be looking at some crazy numbers for the flywheel just from the first day. But like I said, that's also the beauty of it, not knowing what day to expect tomorrow and just being part of the journey and waking up and seeing, okay, what pieces of news come out today. So, I guess we'll just have to wait for the next crazy day, which who knows, might be tomorrow, might be in a week, maybe in
Am I
3 days. I have
Marvin,
no
am I
idea.
remembering this correctly, or did you mention? I think maybe it was on the MCG call we had with you a while ago. Did you mention you guys have a fund that is already invested into your bot and has put money into the vault as well? So like, is this just holders or is this outside of holders as well, like funds and other people?
So right now, what we have in the vault, it's just the top holders, and that's all I'll say for outside investments for funds
For
for now.
why do you say for now? There's some development there happening there, or
Well, I don't know. Let's just wait and see, I guess.
Man, we're
But yeah,
fishing, man.
so
we're
so
We're
fishing.
We gotta ask. We gotta ask. Well, no, we appreciate you, man. Um, I see here that in the first 24 hours, like of the almost 3,000 vaults that are made on Hyperliquid, you guys are top 30 in the first 24 hours. I mean, that's you guys are scaling massively. One thing that you mentioned was in terms of users, you're looking at scaling that rapidly as well. give us a little bit more insight on, kind of like, user metrics, goals that you guys have, and then like how you plan to kind of scale the user side of this.
Yeah. So obviously now it's the bot is token gated. You need to hold 0.5% or more of the supply. Um, what I want to do next, well, looking to explore and still finalizing, terms and discussing with the rest of the teams and the whales, is opening access to um, lower thresholds of token holders, or making at some point publicly available to everybody. I know now I'm giving you guys um, access. However, down the line, I want more and more people to have access. All of your viewers, for example, all of the people keep DMing me, hey, how much do I have to hold? Right now, it's only open to point 0.5 or above, and obviously you guys very soon, simply because I want the people who have been here early and supported in the project early to be the ones who profit from this. And obviously, down the line, and quite soon, I would say I want to expand access to everybody, because I think that, coupled with a few announcements that I've been waiting to make, will make this very, very uh, bullish. So soon we might be looking at an expansion to way, the threshold being way less for tokens, or also to the public itself.
Love that.
Alpha. And ideally, that's gonna, having it open to more people grows the deposit amount, which grows the flywheel and the compound effect. So, absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Shameless plug too. Code MCG. Use code MCG when you're trading hegemony, man. Simple as. I heard it's good luck.
Use the code, man. We're not
Yeah.
even shameless about it. We're proud. You know what I'm saying? We're out.
Well, yeah.
We love the product. Let's get more people using it.
Can I ask a question too? I see this, and I don't think I saw you mention. I follow you guys pretty closely. Believe Capital tweeted about a bit about you guys and what you've been doing. You guys won a Solana mobile hackathon. Is this a recent thing, or I didn't realize that?
Uh, no, no, that was somebody. I have no
That's
idea
a
who that
different
was.
incubated project. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Cool.
But then the third point is about me, the 750 plus for the treasury. But yeah, I know about the code. You guys have a referral code. It's MCG. When people sign up, they don't have any other friction attached. They're not having fees taken more from them. But you guys earn fees directly from what's coming, was supposed to be for the team itself. So, don't, it's not about being shameless. You guys have a referral code. You guys are helping a lot. You guys are going to bring users. So I do hope that users sign up and use your code, and you guys make money.
Absolutely. And we'll put it like this too. We're gonna have this bot live very shortly. On all of our streams, you'll be able to see how it's doing and track it live. So that'll be exciting stuff.
Yeah, we're
Josh,
putting our own
Yeah.
capital in just first tests, and as a good we're the guinea pigs, of course.
We'll be the
in a good
guinea
way.
pigs. Yeah.
let's go.
Well,
And the
well,
seven
hey
hundred fifty
Marvin.
thousand dollars also. So
Fair, fair.
Well, I don't, let's just say a little bit more soon, but, to be announced, to
We
be
love that.
announced.
We love that.
love the tease.
Hey Marvin, man, we appreciate you coming on, giving us the updates about the products. Like, really love what you guys are building. I mean, we've interviewed you earlier on, and it's just crazy to see where you went from that first interview to where you guys are now. So
Incredible.
I know you guys are working hard, man. Keep traveling. Try your best to get some rest if you can. Thanks for staying up till after 3 a.m. for this segment of
Bag
the
work.
show.
That's
Love
your
it.
dev bag
Yeah,
working right there.
of course. And yeah, and thank you guys, for having me once again on this. It's our second time here together. Looking back, it was crazy. I was like, when was the last time I was on the stream with them? It was like September, early
Yep.
September.
Whole different look.
What levels were we at there?
500K.
What levels? Four, five
Yeah.
hundred K? Wow. We've, 20x from there. And now I'm thinking, what levels are we at
Something to think
now?
about.
I'm like, sure, you know, 8 million, you know, sure, it's pretty good, but like, okay, let's do another stream in another month from now, and let's see what levels we're at then.
I will say it's interesting when you're looking at these Solana DATs, the companies that are using treasuries, or not even Solana, using treasuries to buy ETH, buy Bitcoin, buy Solana. They're always valued at the rate that they're going to be able to raise more money at, not necessarily the rate that they have asset under management. So you guys have, you know, roughly $750,000, $800,000 assets under management at the moment. But what you guys really want to be looking for, which is what I'm trying to explain to the audience here, is you want to be looking for how much assets under management can they build this to, right? That's the key number. So Marvin, you're a beast, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me, and see you in a month, and let's hopefully add some, you know, 1 or 2 zeros to the market.
Let's go. Let's go.
Do it.
W Dev.
All right, guys.
Talk soon, brother.
Talk soon.